many stories I had. I think this is how this was very close to home where we had, or I personally had friends that had to wake up very early, get to work, beat the whole bus of traffic so that to make calling time. Majority of the times, I had stories from these same people of getting into one chance buses. The effect of these things happening were that like some of these people lost their confidence because of the experiences they went through. And because of that, it actually reduced productivity in the company. And that was the initial problem that they were trying to even avoid by coming early, but they wanted to be as productive as possible. But it happened. You're not really safe means, and the company themselves, to be honest, as much as they try to be human, like as humane as possible, they were not really able to sustain it because of human beings started exploiting it, taking advantage of it. They were trying to sponsor transportation allowance for a couple of them, and they were not using it for what they were meant to use it for. Admins were sending money to companies for transport. They were using it to do other things and still result to the same means that they were trying to avoid in the first place. It was an unending cycle. It was unnecessary. It was stressful for everybody involved. Companies were more worried about their performance. Companies at the end of the day want the most productive staff, and also they're not able to really monitor how much you're spending on transportation. They're not able to mitigate costs. Sometimes there were cash flow problems. And this is an instance that I witnessed personally. I had a colleague that he actually had a family emergency. He had to travel back to Abuja for a family emergency. He could not travel because it was the middle of the month. He was broke, The company wanted to actually help him, assist him, They were not able to really give him an advance on his pay, and because of that, he had to wait extra. They said they had some cash flow problems, and so when we were hearing it, when I heard that, it's unnecessary that people need to be going through this, scenario. What can we do with this? That could even help out, simplify these things for companies, and that's where we just said, what, let's just go for it, basically.
So what Lynx does differently? Lynx helps the customers make smarter decisions. So we're talking whether you want to book a flight, you want to book a ride, what is the best option for you at the time? Lynx suggests that to you as a customer. And our customers are businesses and are also individuals. So as an individual, you want to go out and book a ride, or you are not sure which is the best option, whether an Uber or a Bolt, which is the cheapest for you, which is the most convenient, which has the best security feature. Lynx does all of that in one place. So you need to have juggle multiple apps to do the same thing, or you want to book a flight and you're like, how do I get to the airport, and you have to book a boat separately. No need for that with Lynx. With Lynx, you can do all of that in one place, and that is what we preach here, and that's what we do differently from every other competition that we have. So when you use Lynx, I want people to feel like that feeling of relief, like a sigh of relief, like I finally found something that actually works for me. And I want them to feel excited, happy, like something they can actually go and tell us about, talk to their friends about, and say, this actually solves the problem. Would you like to use this as well? So it's that excitement and that feeling. That's exactly how I want people to feel about this.
I want them to feel like we talked about them while we view them. Like we're generous with our thoughts, that it was tailored to solve a very big problem in their lives. And for companies, we want companies to be able to monitor movements. We want them to be able to basically not have a bottleneck in terms of mobility in general, basically.